Yeah,
If
I'm gonna just sit right here.
I could see you, I could like if I
No,
was
but
looking at a monitor, I would definitely know like, yo, that's Alan.
I know I'm viewable, but I just didn't like the lighting. I don't know. Like I said, I gotta get a light to put right there.
You gotta get a
Like
black light.
a black light? Or you
Yeah.
mean like a ring light or something?
No, I mean like a black light. Like you walk into a Spencer's, your shop doesn't have enough black lights.
No, it's one in the back actually.
Like a black light?
Yeah, because it's like a not like a neon sign in the back, but it's like
Yeah.
a sign that the black light reflects off of and like makes it look nice.
And we're not in a particular rush. If you want to go over there into the next to the neon sign and get your black light on, I'm all game for a black light episode.
Right. I feel like a black light episode also has to be like a episode where we whisper, like the Yang Yang Twin song. And it's like it's giving me ASMR vibes.
Where do you see my podcast? Where do you see these topics?
Wait, do you see my Bro,
Gross.
did I ever tell you that's like one of the only impressions that I can do is of the Yang Yang Twins?
Of that particular song?
No, just like I'll just do it because it's weird if I don't just do it.
Okay.
Oh, yup. Like that's
I forgot what they sound like. You're right.
dum dum. Oh, yup. That's all.
You sound like an instrumental. Proper Ebonics. Well, welcome to Proper Ebonics with Kirk and Alan. I was about to say with Joy Behar and Kathy Griffin, but I stopped myself and then followed with actually saying it. But nonetheless, welcome to the show. Alan, how are you?
Yo, man, I'm good, but like my neck hurt. My neck been hurting for like 3 days, bro. And I know exactly when I heard it. Like most people hurt their neck while they're sleeping, sleep wrong. No, like I stepped off the curb a little too hard, and I hit the ground. I was like, oh, this is age. This is age. Yeah, it's been hurting for like 3 days now. So other than that, I'm good.
That is some old man issues right there. That's very specific. Like I stepped wrong.
Yeah.
I walked up a step incorrectly, and now my neck is unaligned with the rest of my body.
Yeah, is that what that means? My neck is unaligned.
It's probably, I don't think unaligned is because if it's aligned, it could be unaligned. Maybe it's more so disaligned. One of them. I always mix up disses and uns. But it proves bad. If you could double check that, is it a dis or is it an un? But yeah, I don't know how you feel about chiropractors. Would you ever like visit one of those? I don't trust them.
I mean, I'm like, I don't care about them. Like, I don't have an opinion on them. But I guess, yeah. Why don't you trust them?
It's like you see those videos. All my trust comes in YouTube videos. You see those videos, and it's always like Dr. Randy cracks WWE stars, and it's just always like these like super cracks where like they're using like very little instruments. It's like their hands, and then it's like a dun, 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 bop. And then people, they seem to have relief from it. So maybe I should explore it. But you also see those stories too, though, of like chiropractors that don't really have license, and then it's like they like screw people's backs up even worse.
So I don't see it often. I think my timeline's a little more different than yours.
You need to go on World Star a bit more. That's what's happening. Because that's where I'm seeing all these videos.
When I see those videos of people like getting cracked and cracked, I'd be like, "Ooh, that looks good. Like I want to be cracked like a crab leg. Like
Goodness.
My neck needs that."
I don't trust it. I would trust more so physical therapy than going to a chiropractor. Like I would trust more so even going to like a massage place. I was like, all right, I got like a rough shoulder. Let me go to a massage place, see what they're gonna do with this. But chiropractors, I don't know, I can't get over that hump. Probably because I need a chiropractor. I have a hump in my back, and I need a chiropractor to correct it.
Right, Kirk has scoliosis and doesn't even know it.
Yeah, shout out to scoliosis. I do. I no longer have scoliosis due to scoliosis spinal fusion surgery. Shout out to Dr. Shaw.
I feel like I knew that. I feel like I did know that.
Probably. If you've been friends with me for more than a year, you probably know about my scoliosis at some point. Yeah, that you probably seen the scar. Who knows?
No, I know. I know that I haven't seen the scar.
Really? Yeah, I guess there's no reason for me to
Bro, I do not want to see your tramp stamp.
It's my mid-back tramp stamp. Yeah. I think I'm good on tattoos because I have the scars. It's like, well, like I go to a pool or something like that, and you take the shirt off. It's like, oh, you got the aesthetic of like tattoos and all that. It's like, I don't know, I'm just gonna rock the scars. I got like 2 large scars, and like this tells a story. I'm good. I don't need to get anyone's name tattooed. This
Kirk got reverse C-section scars.
reverse C-section scars. Yeah.
That was dumb.
G gross. Your boy's feeling groggy, man. Your boy's feeling groggy on this Saturday.
So let's talk about it. Let's just jump right into it, right? So a lot of things been going on. It's October. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. So we in here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got to say rest in peace to a hip hop legend. Coolio passed away this week.
Shout out to Coolio.
A lot of people only know Coolio for Gangsta's Paradise. And like I can tell that because that was the joke I kept seeing online every hour. It's like, bro, okay, we get the joke.
Is that I don't get the joke.
He's probably up there in Gangsta's Paradise, and it's just like, you know, that whole not joke, but like that whole line. Like, I kept seeing like Gangsta's Paradise, Gangsta's Paradise, Gangsta's Paradise. I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all.
That's the internet will do that to you. It's like, is it otherwise? That's like that's a maybe cute or notable line, but like if you see an oversaturation of it, it's like, oh gosh, it feels like you're tainting what would otherwise be an okay line.
Okay, look, this is something that so me personally, I have not. I'm trying to think before I say this, but like when people pass away, I don't post about it. So like, so I've said this to you before. I really want my page online to be comedy, just comedy. So if I don't have a clever, you know, cool joke, you know, like and good light joke about the person, I'm not gonna be like rest in peace. What like what is that? Is he gonna see that? Is somebody gonna share it to heaven? Like what? Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like
what's being contributed to the conversation if it's just a continuation of what everyone else is saying, sort of thing.
Yeah, like I don't know, like, and I kind of sound like a curmudgeon. I get it, but it's just kind of like, all right, like if you're not saying anything of substance, like what's the point of?
Bro, you know what I mean? That's the whole internet. Every time I go on that damn Facebook, every time, it's like, what are we actually? And it's like, what was the word you used? Curmudgeon.
Yeah,
I'm a major curmudgeon. I'm a curmudgeon when it comes to Facebook, man. Because I go on there, I'm like, why was that said? What was the purpose of that? But that's, I guess it's the nature of it, and people, it makes them feel good, and we're not necessarily guilt free. I know because you have the memories thing, which I would say that's probably one of my favorite features of Facebook, like going on the memories. And I definitely have had ones where like, I remember there was one I came across. It's like, by the way, rest in peace to Bernie Mac as well. I was like, who else was I referring to? Who's the as well? I can't think of who else I was referring to. I actually looked it up. I was like, who died around the time Bernie Mac died? And I couldn't find anyone. So I think it was just someone from like community college at the time or something like that I didn't note on Facebook.
Oh, Kirk's like science teacher passed away.
Yeah, that's possibly, but I was just too broken up to even put it on Facebook. I was able to recover in time once Bernie Mac died, and I was like, yo, shout out to him too.
That is so funny. Now, when you think about this though, like, do you cringe a little bit when you see your memories?
There's some that I've deleted where it's like, yeah, this got wild, by my standards, sort of thing. But yeah. No, it's kind of a funny thing of like, oh yeah, 14 years ago, this is what you write. Like it's hard to cringe too much. It's like if you feel like, all right, well, in some ways I've evolved, and then I know like if I don't post that much right now, but like 14 years from now, sort of thing, if I were to look back at stuff from maybe 5 years ago, I'd probably be like, oh, I think differently. Not even necessarily like an opinion, but like in terms of grammar or like styles of jokes.
Yeah, I feel like if you look back at 14 years ago of jokes or 5 years ago of jokes and you go, oh man, that's really good, I got to use this, that's a problem.
Yeah. Sometimes though.
No, like some things would be good, like, oh, this is gold. But most of the time, like, yeah, I delete memories all. I don't want any memories from over 5 years ago. I don't want any.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm deleting everything. I may even like put something on private. I may not delete it. I may put it on private. Like only me, only
That's
I can see this.
that's the alternative to OnlyFans. Only me. Um, if you want to pay a prescription to see past memories and nostalgia of my life, only me.
Speaking
$4.99 a month.
speaking of subscriptions, you may not be able to see any of my private parts, but I do got the Instagram subscription now. So people, y'all can go to my Instagram page, Alan Massenburg, and you can subscribe to my page. I
Oh,
mean, it's a small monthly fee. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe for exclusive content. You know what I'm saying? So like,
that's not the transition I thought you were going to make, but I'm glad you made that one because I did see that. You got the what does this entail? I've never seen this for Instagram before.
it's funny because you're like the third person in like the last 24 hours to say that, because like everybody sees it come on the notifications, whatever. So
Yeah.
what happens is, to keep up with like Patreon, to keep up with OnlyFans, to keep up with all the stuff, like places where creators can get paid for their content, Instagram has created a feature where you can subscribe to people's page and they and get exclusive content. So like you'll see things that are that's different than just the regular wall. Like you'll see the regular wall plus like the exclusive stuff on the wall.
Oh, what sort of exclusive? I don't want you to give too much away because we're not on the OnlyMe right now. But what sort of exclusive content can the people look forward to?
The first thing I thought about is stand up stuff.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I got jokes that you know we talk about putting jokes online all the time, but like I got a whole bunch of jokes that y'all can pay me to watch. Like if y'all gonna pay, I have no problem uploading that. You know what I mean? Like I do that, and I want to like do some like behind the scenes stuff, like just like the stuff that people don't see, like behind the scenes at the shows and getting drink tickets and getting like just the stuff that people don't normally see. Like, hey, like, bro, I wanted to. If I wish I had a subscription 2 weeks ago when I got paid the least amount of money for comedy that I've ever got paid in my life.
Oh.
When I seen a Venmo come across, I got Venmo $2, right?
$2 for a show.
I got Venmo $2, right? And I've done and will continue to do free shows all the time because it's the nature of the beast. I love stand-up comedy. I know that performing gets me better. Being in the streets gets me other shows. So I understand about performing and I ain't worried about the money. But to send me $2 is like, bro, the energy it took you to do that cost you $2. Like,
that don't sound like this. That seems insulting. Like, why'd you do this?
You know what I mean? Like why you could have just not did anything? I wanted to throw my phone, but I couldn't afford to get it fixed. You know what I mean? Like,
did you do like a very short set? Was it like a
no?
My name's Alan. No, it was like a full blown set.
I did my standard showcase New York stuff, 10 minutes, fired. You know what I mean? Like, but at a bar, it's a free show, so they're not getting money for the show.
Oh, it's a tip sort of thing.
Yeah, but like, I'm not complaining because, like I said, I'll do shows for free. I'll do shows for $2. I will do it, but it was just funny to see it come through like unexpectedly. Like, yes, now I can get a water.
A lot of times they're like, oh, we'll give you like gas money. In this case, it was like, here's some ramen noodle money that you can do. We're going to supply you with partial dinner. Here's tips if you want to get like a Red Bull at the bar, you could put this towards your Red Bull.
Shout out to the homie Dan. I love your show. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? But it was funny when that thing came through.
That's wild, man. My OnlyMe, my Instagram one, I think I would just do me trying out impressions or working on my puppeteer work with Darius, who the PE followers may remember. My Goodwill purchase, Darius the puppet. I have not retired Darius. Darius is still in the building, and I still work with Darius. And Darius, I don't know if he's ready for his debut yet, but he's getting there. So if I have like my Only Me content, it's going to be that.
It's only y'all.
Only y'all. No, I gotta do Darius like that, man.
Only y'all. It's because you and Darius. That's why your roommate moved out, because you got Darius now. You don't need anybody else.
I think I told my landlord, who was like, they were doing like installations. Part of me was like, I should just leave Darius out. I should just leave him on the couch and make it seem like there's cameras in his eyes or something like that. But I haven't gotten to that point yet. But if it goes on any further, I may have to take Darius out and be like, all right, well, he's been in the closet for a month now. I think he needs to kind of spread his wings and be a part of the department as well.
I think that you should do a Darius set in front of them. Like, I think that you should just stand there, like, do your thing.
This rant, it doesn't work when I don't have Darius. I feel like a madman whenever I'm doing the puppeteering when Darius isn't there. When Darius is there, it feels fine. It feels natural, but yeah, so I'll hold off on that.
I feel like a madman when I don't have the puppet.
It's the only way I feel normal. That's
all.
That's sure, probably a form of fear of like, it would be like for children, it's like, hey, you don't necessarily feel comfortable sharing these sort of thoughts because it's how you're conditioned. How about you share them through your friend puppeteer, like whichever one you have for that, and that's how they're able to share the thoughts. That has to be a form of therapy.
I mean, I guess with that thought process, is like probably a million different forms of therapy.
Yeah.
But my brain doesn't think. I just think about sitting down, talking to somebody. Like, there's probably like a million different forms. There's probably like, I don't know, swimming therapy. There's probably like, I don't know, football therapy. I don't know anything.
In terms of like cognitive behavioral therapy, I think it would be interesting of like hey, you're not really, you can't share your thoughts just speaking normally. You're not comfortable with it. And you can't get to that part of your brain. However, if you talk like this, maybe you'll be like some sort of like, if you're able to switch up your voice, that's how you're able to tap into the other parts of your brain. I need to look that up. Bruce Pat, if you could look that up, different types of talk therapy / puppets. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get for it. I hope it's just a photo of Darius.
You know who's gonna need some therapy, man? And it's sad to see, man. Nia Long, she is gonna need therapy, man, after the week that she has had.
Yeah, man, I'm curious about this because I've heard little bits about it. I know there's a basketball coach involved, but yeah, what's going on with Nia Long?
Celtics coach Ime Udoka, in a relationship with Nia Long, and he apparently cheated on Nia Long with somebody that also works for the Celtics.
Oh.
The Celtics suspended him for the whole year.
That's like, is he like their coach?
He's the head coach of the team, and they suspended him for the whole year because I guess you can't have relations with people on the staff. Which I know that like cheerleaders and players can't be like, I know that, I've heard that before, but like apparently it's something that's in his contract, or I guess I don't know. He signed off saying he wouldn't do something that he ended up doing, I guess.
Oh.
So Nia Long has been cheated on. It's so publicized. Everybody knows about it. Thing I think is interesting though, no one knows who the other woman is, which I don't know. They say it was a consensual relationship, so I'm not sure why that name wasn't dropped. You know what I mean? But
well, it sounds like she worked on the team as well, right?
Yeah, so does he.
Oh, yeah.
What's the difference? Like, why do we know that he did this and we don't know that she did? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know the whole story, but like, it's just, I thought it was kind of weird because they keep saying like Celtic staffer cheated with the coach. It's like, well, why don't we know her? Like, if this is like a consensual,
is it like I don't know if they're like protecting her identity. I don't know exactly why the reason would be either. I don't know the logistics of this sort of situation. I'm just in it for the game. I just love basketball. I'm in the background scene.
But look, this is my thing. Like, I just don't know why. Why did you protect him? And maybe they think that he's in a position of power. Maybe they think that he may have taken advantage of her. I guess that would make sense.
What's your take on it? Would you prefer if the person's name was exposed, or would you?
This is just a consensual thing. I feel like I just don't understand. If you're not going to give both names, why give any names? Like, you know what I mean?
I will say, because I mentioned that I love basketball. That's not really true. I've heard this story just from the mentions of Nia Long. Just keep hearing Nia Long's name. So you're right. Like I haven't heard. I've heard the coach's name, but it doesn't really like resonate because he's not Nia Long. And the other person, I haven't heard at all. So I guess that is a part of it.
No, and it was crazy because like there's been like this massive support for Nia Long and her well-being over like the last week. Everybody's been like, Nia Long, we love you. Posting Nia Long, sharing pictures of Nia Long, and you know what I mean. Everybody's there for her.
I'm about to, when I get off this, I'm gonna post like 5 photos of Nia Long. Like, yeah, we support you.
So people were saying though, like, they couldn't imagine, like, how can someone cheat on Nia Long? You know what I mean? Like, that's Nia Long.
Yeah.
So this is what I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
Is anybody above being cheated on?
Is anybody above Weird
Because
Al?
like because people were saying, like, how can, like, even like Jay-Z cheat on Beyonce?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
So it's like, is it like what is it? Like, why?
Hey, that's the whole thing, right? Because that was a big thing with Beyonce and the Jay-Z, and it's like, how could you, someone that's conventionally more attractive than you, Jay-Z, how dare you? You deserve to be kicked in the elevator, and all that stuff. I think the answer is no. When it comes to something like affairs and cheating, I think a lot of times it's the person that's doing it. It's they have their own reasons and kind of looking for validation, or I don't even necessarily know the psychology of it, but I think they just want to do it. And it's more so about them than the partner. So I don't think it's a matter of like, oh man, this person is like unattractive, or oh man, this person doesn't do the dishes. It's more of along the lines of like, you're looking for something else for yourself. And yeah, it could maybe come down to some of the qualities of the other person, but for the most part, if you're doing that, that's for you. So I don't think that is the case. Do you think that gives people empowerment or hope of like, oh man, if this could happen to someone that's as beautiful as like a Nia Long and Beyonce or whatever, then it's not necessarily an insult on me. It really is about what the other person is doing.
I agree. I think that's a good takeaway for people that need it. But I think that everything that you said is 100% true. Like, I know what I think, right? Nobody is above being cheated on because it ain't got nothing to do with them. I mean, it's like you say, it's all inner, it's all you, it's all ego, it's all you're missing something, you're searching for something. It's horny, like it's just like
Yeah.
it's just you. You know what I mean? Everybody has their reasons. Have you ever cheated?
You're asking me that?
Yeah.
No,
Never ever. And like
never ever.
not even like sent a text that you shouldn't have sent.
Uh, no, I don't know necessarily what, because if you're like going about the idea of like emotional affairs and all that stuff,
That's cheating.
no, still no. There's been like different situations where it's like maybe you're in a relationship and you're maybe enthralled by someone else and you engage in conversation. And then it kind of comes like, oh, what sort of boundaries do you have for yourself and your relationship with that? I think maybe there's been times where I'd be like, oh man, like that's a pretty cool thing, especially like if you're in a long-term relationship. But me on my end and kind of my definitions of it is no. I'm not.
You're a great guy. All right, next topic.
I'm not even trying to like brag or anything like that, but like that's my definition. Now, by your definition, how about for yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I know that, like, it ain't got nothing to do. That's why everybody can get it. It ain't got nothing to do with the other partner. It's all you. Like, when I've done it when I was young, it was things that I needed, things that I wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I was not thinking about anyone. It wasn't like, oh, she didn't cook last night. Like, no, like that's not like that doesn't, it's not how it works. It's like I'm lacking something, I'm needing something. And in the moment, I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
You know, but afterwards, later on in life, oh, I was messed up. I was broken. I needed to fix something. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. That's yeah, I'm curious. That's always an interesting thing. I used to have a joke about it, about I would always hate when I heard about rappers talking about taking other people's girls, because I always felt like I was that other person. Like that was always that was that was always my thing throughout like teenage early 20s. Like, so I always felt more so on the other line of that, and not to even like villainize people, especially like if you're younger and all that stuff. I guess that's something that happens, but I don't know. This is part triggering. I'm triggered right now. This is
it's so funny because, like, I mean, like, first of all, I think you should bring that joke back. It's hilarious. But I've I've been there too. I've been you too. So like I've been on both sides. Like I've done it and I've gotten it done to me. You know what I mean? So like I feel you. Like it's not a good feeling. And I'll never do it again.
Never.
Never. Like it's the way I was moving back then, I was just a bad person. You know what I mean? Like I was doing everything I shouldn't be doing. And I don't move that way anymore.
That's there's the idea of like I forgot the author's name. It's like Esther Perel or something like that. Of I think it's called like mating or dating in captivity. And the whole idea of it is kind of looking at cheating as not necessarily like this villainous thing, but as a way to break out of certain relationship cycles that may not be good for you. So on the opposite end of it, there's a lot of people that may stay in relationships that aren't the best for them, but they're doing it for the sake of loyalty, maybe the sake of guilt, shame, kind of just standard society, all that stuff. And the idea of this one is that by doing something like cheating, you're allowing yourself to truly be yourself and kind of break away from those cycles that may be holding you back. What's your takeaway on some sort of stances like that?
That seemed a crock of horseshit.
Oh, I see.
That seems like an excuse to me. Like if you want, like it's this where I think nowadays. Like if you want to do that, just leave. Like I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like I don't, like there's not a thing that's like, well, I did this because, I was trying to find there's no reason behind it. Like, so I think that's just an excuse. Like that whole book is an excuse.
Oh, okay. She is on Instagram. You could message her. She gets a lot of flack, this person, for that. But I never actually read the book. There's a few of them like that. I don't know if you ever heard of the Ethical Slut.
I have heard that.
Yeah. I was in Barnes and Nobles the other day. I read like not a full chapter, but like a portion of it. I was like, oh, because I've always heard of it, but never actually read it. And that was one where I actually got a little bit, and granted, I was just a part of it. I didn't read the whole, like the whole thing for it, but that one felt like, this seems kind of like excuses. It seems,
yeah,
it's just like a lot of it's, and I'm sure they probably cover it too, but I think like if you're clear about what you're looking for to the partner and all that stuff, and in my opinion, once you reach kind of like a certain age or phase, it's like that after a while, that must be tiring, the idea of like hiding stuff and just be upfront about it, sort of thing. There's the idea of radical transparency. I think that could be something that could be suggested.
Radical transparency. That's what I used to do. Like, you know what I used to do? I would mask it as radical transparency. Like, I'll tell you everything, and then I'll tell you anything in the world, and then I'll say something like some crazy truth, just so I could lie. Because remember, I told you this crazy thing.
Oh goodness!
Why would I lie?
Damn, you're a madman.
Yeah, that's what I would have done in my past. I would like, yeah, I was a madman. I wasn't right in that. I wasn't good. So, and I understand that. I'm not that anymore though.
I would love to see your memories now of like the crazy truth that you're sharing on there.
Yo, I'm telling you, I delete my memories all the time. Like other day, I was just at home. I was like, let me go down my Instagram, delete some stuff. I know it's stuff on here shouldn't be on here. You know what I mean? Like I do that all the time. Like I delete stuff. That's why I can't blow up yet. Like, I'm still deleting stuff.
First, I don't know if you could pull this up. This is actually a topic suggested by a listener of the show, and it kind of ties into what we're talking about now. There's some other person, and I had the name of it. It's like their name is Ned. They do like Ned Talks. And I don't know if you're familiar with this. It's very much just like a YouTube personality, and his whole persona is that he loves his wife. Like that's a big portion of his persona, like how much he loves his wife. Like they probably have like a bunch of photos together on stuff, and kind of like I was about to say the Chris Christie knows best. I don't know why that was the example that came to mind, but a little bit like that, where his whole thing is like, I love my wife. And it was just revealed this week that he apparently has been cheating on his wife. And it kind of reminded me of what you just mentioned, of the idea of like kind of going so hard in one direction just so that like you're able to kind of dive into the other direction.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And yeah, it's bothering me. I can't because I can't type and talk at the same time. But Producer Pat, if you're able to find Ned Cheats, maybe Google that.
I heard.
Pull it up.
Is that he was on that show Try Guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I heard about that. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what it was, but yeah, there's been like a lot of white guys cheating this week too. So like
Oh, that's
Adam Levine got caught cheating too.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so there's a lot of that. Ned Fulmer, I maybe it, he put a question mark right afterwards. I'm like, I maybe. Your boy really should have woke up a half hour early, did a little bit more
Fine,
research.
fine, it's fine. But yeah, I think that like going hard, one direction. It's like this is another thing too. Like when you ever see somebody like going super, super hard to cancel somebody,
Yeah,
and then like something from their past comes up. It's like, bro, how you gonna go so hard? And you knew who you were. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. Anytime, whenever there's strong conviction on anything, it doesn't even necessarily have to be something as like nefarious as this. When you have strong conviction on something, it always feels like, what is that? What's the purpose behind that? And it always feels like there's an element of it that is kind of contradicting it a bit. Like if you have like a strong stance on like, yeah, there should be no religion. There should be no religion, let alone no religion in schools, which is fine. It's fine sense to have. But if you have that, I feel like a lot of times it's because like, oh, maybe you grew up religious and there maybe still be parts of you that have religious thoughts that's like kind of embedded in you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a branch of that a bit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So like I have strong convictions about Papa John's. I don't know what that means, but who won't eat it? Yeah, so I feel you.
And yeah, it was the Try Guys, Ned Fulmer. I've never seen these people. I've been looking at this. If this was a fake story, I would have no idea. I don't know if that's like a popular thing amongst like kids. Try Guys, a group consisting of, and it says their names are YouTubers who essentially try things. Oh, that makes sense. Strange things from eating weird foods and attempting to simulate labor pain.
What?
Okay.
Simulate labor? Why, man? Okay, whatever. That's the world we live in. These Try Guys are famous, and we're talking about them on podcasts. And I've never seen any of these guys before.
Yeah, that's I was about to say shout to them, but maybe the opposite. Maybe not so much shout to them. Try some loyalty. How about that? No. I wanted to touch base with you on this one. We do a lot of the comedy and stuff, and a lot of the big parts of comedy is when you're maybe you're on shows with people. You take photos of them. People take photos of you. They'll share it on their page. A lot of times it can be a matter of just like showing the place that you were at, promoting the show, content creation, all that. What is your take on the idea of taking photos of people, mainly for stage purposes, taking photos of them and posting it without getting their full permission? Have you ever run into an issue with this, and for yourself as well?
Like somebody posting a picture of me on stage?
The other way around too. Like say like if you're at a show, you see Darius on stage, you take a photo of Darius and you post it, and then Darius, it's maybe is not the most flattering photo of Darius, or Darius feels a way about the photo, or Darius takes a photo of you, and maybe it's for whatever reason you don't want that on Darius' page. Have you ever ran into an issue like that?
No, for me. Like I mean, I want the promotion for me. Like if I'm on stage or I'm at a show, like once you get on stage, you pretty much like, I guess, public property. Like, I mean, you up there. Like I'm gonna be like, hey, don't post pictures. I don't want my pro officer to know I'm here. Like it's like no, like
that's the thing. Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't go outside then. Like yeah, no. Like for me, I want people to post me on their page. I want people to tag me so I can get more followers. That's what I want. And the other way around, when I feel like if I post somebody on my page, like I do it all the time. Like I go to shows and I'll post stories of other comedians on stage.
Yeah.
That ain't for me. You know what I mean? Like that's for them. So they can share it to their story. They can do whatever they want with it or whatever. Like that's I mean, if I don't think there's any harm to that. Like I'm not like posting someone's like an ugly picture, like posting somebody with their boogies in their nose, like, hey, look at Kirk on stage. Like, no, I mean, but it's just like
Kirk doesn't go on stage with boogies on his nose. Correction right there. But there are people though that it may be like you'll see it and it's like, oh, this is a fine photo, or a fine photo. And then maybe on their end, due to like maybe like image issues, or they just whatever reasons, they just don't like that photo of themselves. Like non-comedy related, I once took a photo of my brother and posted on my story. And then like he did like this weird passive thing where he mentioned it of like oh, well, you know, like without posting it without my permission sort of thing. And it's like, okay, do you want me to take it down? Like just explicitly say that. Because right now you're kind of like putting a damper on my Christmas evening right now. Like, my bad, Brian. Like, so, but I think that is a thing. And he was the one that had that conversation with me. But I think that's something that other people face as well. Maybe less so in comedy, because the idea that it's like promotion. Kirk leaked pics of his brother. That's funny. That's so funny. But yeah, I wonder how often that happens with people with just, I don't even want to say like image issues, but just maybe not feel as confident, or just maybe they don't want the parole officer to see. And maybe it's an issue we should be addressing in the comedy world.
I do not think we need to address it in comedy. If you do not want your picture put online, do not go on stage. You are public property once you get up there. You are a public figure at that point.
I like that. Public figure, yes. Public property. That's kind of wild.
Public property is probably not what I meant.
Yo, don't sit on me while I'm on stage. Please don't.
People are going to be pulling you like, you're mine. You give me a kiss. No, but it's like, I think that once you get up on stage, you sacrifice all of that. People are taking pictures. Everybody got a phone. You're not Dave Chappelle. They're not locking up their phones. You know what I mean? Like, I think that once any performer, poetry, a rapper, URL, whatever, like once you step into that battle, that field, whatever, that arena, it's whatever. Yeah. Now, outside of comedy though, yeah, no, I'm not taking. My kids don't even want me to post them. Like my daughter, my oldest daughter, a long time ago, like, don't post me on your page.
She said that, or you said that?
She said that. She was like, I don't want to be posting with your old friends. Like, I don't. And like, I don't want to post them anymore because of my own reasons, but they don't want to be posted. My girl, I won't post her without letting her see the picture first.
Oh, okay. There we go. Nice.
Like I'll be like, oh, it's fine, looks good, but I just, because that conversation your brother had, like, why don't you get my? I've had that.
Yeah, that's
So, like some people, like, yeah, like if you look at my social media, there's literally no pictures of anyone outside of comedy. Like, it's not.
Yeah, I was about to say, and this is a weird comment, but I haven't seen your kids in like 4 years. I feel like I would see them like on a weekly basis when we used to record at your place. And it just occurred to me, like, oh, your kids are probably like grown.
My daughter is like your height.
Oh man, that's
how tall are you? 5'10"?
5'10". That's a good guess. Yeah,
because she's the same height.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm saying though. Like, I mean, it's, you know, we talked about it, like, but they don't want to be posted. So like, if I take a picture, she'll be like, "Are you posting that?" You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it's fine with me. It works for me. She do her thing. You know, she's 15 now. I thought it was 15. Like, oh
my gosh, you're a 15-year-old. That's nuts.
Yeah, she don't want to be on my page, you know. So I get it. Like, I don't, honestly too. Like, I'll see people like Thanksgiving. People be having like content with their family and picture. I don't have anything like that.
You're strictly comedy. You're comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have like a pull my phone out around my friend. Like, when I'm with my friends, I'm taking no pictures. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you make it sound like the most disgusting thing. I'm with my friends, I'm not taking photos.
My homies? Like, what? Memories. Yo, bro, post up with me. Like, what we? Why?
It's my buddy Ray's. It was his birthday this week. We're supposed to go out tonight for like a birthday celebration. He may suggest that at some point, like, yo, homie, like, there's a cool wall right there. It's like, let's take a photo real quick, link up. No, I don't like how that one came out. Come back to the wall, bro. There may be a little bit of that. We shall see. With that though, let's get in some prop suggestions. This may pertain to you with the neck pains and all that stuff. You may be feeling a little stiff. You may be feeling a little tight. For myself, I have long legs. There, I said it. I have long legs, and a lot of times that's the main portion of my body that I got to stretch. Like I feel like a lot of times people, they'll say like they have stress in their shoulders and like their back. I feel like it's mainly my legs. I feel like there's always like I gotta like loosen up my legs. So something that I suggest for the people that have long legs or maybe sit down at an office for a while is to do what's called the pigeon pose. Bruce, Pat, I'm not sure if you're able to get a photo of the pigeon pose, and please don't let it be just a pigeon. Pigeon pose, and this is something that's practiced in yoga where it really it flexes out your hips and your thighs, and it's just a great practice for your lower back as well. I've been doing this before bed on both sides of the legs. Try to stretch it out for like a good 20-30 seconds each. It's been feeling nice. It's been, I don't know like exactly what I'm doing.
Trying to picture this pose.
Yeah, Bruce, if you're able to pull it up, it's kind of hard to describe. It's pretty much you're just putting, like you're like what they would call like sitting down Indian style. Yeah. You're sitting down with instead of both legs, it's just one leg in front, and then you're like leaning forward so that you're putting pressure on that leg that's in front of you while stretching out the thigh and hip area. And then Bruce Patty's sharing the screen right now. Yep, exactly that.
Oh, I've seen it.
Some great butt photos as well. Yeah. What that lady's doing right there, that's essentially what if you catch me at nighttime, if my ops creep into the crib, they're going to see me doing the pigeon pose. It's great, especially like if you find yourself sitting down a lot, and try and do that a bit more. So that's my prop suggestion to the people.
Oh, I like that. I'm gonna have to try that one too, because I'm also one of them long-legged fellows. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man.
Like a grasshopper,
bro. That's I know it's like a corny thing to say, like spirit animal and all that stuff. That's one that I've always related to. I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'd be a grasshopper.
Right. That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, what has long legs? I was like, this. For some reason, I was thinking of like a Mr. Potato Head, because they just have. I don't know why, but they don't have long legs. All right. Anyway, my suggestion is season 2 of one of my favorite shows that I actually get to watch when my kids dropped last week. Abbott Elementary. It dropped last week. So this is season 2. You know what I'm saying? Quincy Brunson got the whole show about schools in Philadelphia. I love watching. So it's like they won like, what was it, 2 or 3 Emmys. They were winning Emmys all crazy. So yeah, it's season 2 just dropped. There are 2 episodes in. So you think it's Hulu or some whatever. Google it. I don't know.
I have not watched it. I hear it's hysterical, and every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I'd probably like the show, but I haven't committed to like actually sitting down and watching it. But you enjoy it?
I think that you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's not like loud, like
it's a lot of dry humor for one.
Yeah, it's like you would enjoy it. I know you would.
And it's Philly schools too. Huh. All right. Yeah. What's the name of it again?
Abbott Elementary.
Abbott Elementary. I keep mixing, because I know there's one called like AP Bio. I feel like I always mix the two up. They're both like school ones, which I haven't seen that one either. I gotta watch more shows. Yeah, this one does look good. I know it has is it Jesse Tyler Williams, the dude from Everybody Hates Chris?
It's not Jesse. It's not Jesse. Tyler James. It's like Tyler James or something like that.
Maybe. Yeah. He was also in that Disney movie about battle rap. So yeah, it does look good. I'm gonna have to check it out for the people. And myself.
Right. It's Tyler James Williams is his name.
I said. Producer Pat's wife, Dom, shout out to Dom. She just started watching it. She said she really likes it. So
check it out, man. Check it out. There was I'm gonna check this message because you sent me. Leave Kirk's alone. What's that? Let's talk about Leave Kirk's alone. I want to know what
I don't even know if I want to talk about it right now. It's such a vulnerable topic. Bro, I've gone to like 2 weeks in a row now. I've gone to like Mike's, and like upon like seeing people, one of the first things they've mentioned in 2 instances now, I've been like, oh wow, Kirk, you're skinny. It's like, yo, man, stop talking about my body. Like, it's like I'm used to getting that, I'm a skinny individual sort of thing. I've been getting that my whole life.
Right.
sort of thing. But it's just it was just like a back-to-back situation of just like first thing like right off the cuff, like oh, like one was like a very like jokey sort of thing, but like there was, I won't get into it, but it seemed like there was a little malice behind it, but
You know,
maybe I was internalizing it. But and the other one was more like concern of like, oh, Kirk, you're skinny. I was like, you've known me for like 4 years. What do you mean? Like, this is not new information. Um, so for the people out there, try not to be too concerned. Your boy is just a skinny individual with a fast metabolism. Trust me, I'm eating chicken thighs. I'm doing push-ups. The heart is good. Just you gotta just leave me be with that. Fall season's coming around. We'll be rocking the thick flannels and the sweaters and all that stuff. And summertime comes back around. I'm rocking the bones, baby. So yeah, people, leave me be. Leave me be.
they think you malnourished.
Yeah, I think so. The second person was like, I've had that a few times. I had a storytelling professor, shout out to Dr. Johnson, where like I told a fire story. It was like the graduation class sort of thing. Told a crazy story. And afterwards, he like, it was just him and I. And then he did this thing where like, he was like, yeah, all the great things about the story, this and that. And then he punctuated with like, hey, Kirk, by the way, and he grabs my finger. He's like, you're really skinny. Tell me about that. I'm like, what? And
I was born this way, my genes.
Yeah, then it was funny because like as a kid, I always kind of thought like, man, what if there is like actually something up? And then I was like, no, everything's fine. Blood work is fine and all that stuff. That's just kind of if we're talking about body positivity, we got to include the skinny people, the skinny brown dudes.
Poor Kirk.
So, yeah, stop commenting on my body. How about that?
You sound like Lizzo.
I know. Whenever I see those things, whenever they talk about like the fat shaming and all that stuff, I see it from the opposite end. I'm like, yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Like there's sometimes your body is just a natural way. That's like your body in its natural form. Like I've done things where it's like, oh, I'm going to try to eat like a bunch sort of thing and like work out. And it does, I guess, like I may have to take it to an extreme measure. I won't even get into it sort of thing. I won't even get to it. But
you just take protein all the time.
Sometimes it's funny. I almost took a protein shake this morning because I was like, I didn't really have time to eat. And I was like, oh, actually, these kind of fill you up a little bit. So
yeah, you can't
your boy is eating, and all is good for the most part.
Can't be skipping meals. You eat your rice and your cabbage.
That's people. Your boy's not skipping meals. Your boy's not skipping.
Just look up. When we're done this episode, I want you to just Google rice and cabbage video and just watch the video that comes up. You're gonna love it.
Is it
that's my suggestion. No suggestion. Everybody listen to this. Google. I eat my rice and my cabbage. I eat my rice and my cabbage, and just laugh at the content that comes up. I'm telling you.
Okay, I don't know what to expect for this one, but I will keep an eye out for it. Quick shout out, real quick, to Uncle Bobby's Books and Cafe in Germantown. I was out cat sitting last week and then visited the area. That luckily they had like a community event, and then went out to Uncle Bobby's. It's like a Black-owned bookshop and cafe, and just like the content that they have in there pertains to just like Black community, Germantown, LGBTQ, and all that stuff. It was just a cool place to be and just cool atmosphere. So, regardless of your twist, if you're just looking for a cool atmosphere, check that spot out.
Yeah, check it out. I like Germantown. Got the cobblestone street up there on Germantown Ave.
Yeah.
I
think that's like all of Pennsylvania. Like,
no,
you go to Harrisburg, you're gonna get some like cobble street.
No, they got the old city downtown Philly. You got Germantown Ave. They got some cobblestone up there. It's around. It'll ruin your suspension and your tires for sure.
Yeah, don't ride your bike if you're in Germantown. Don't do that.
All right, man. Well, look, we gotta get up out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, love,
eat rice, cabbage.
Google eat your rice and cabbage and just laugh.
Yeah, man. I don't know what I'm doing for the rest of the day. I guess meeting up with my buddy Ray and all that stuff. But if you're listening to this, try to stay dry and catch you later.
Right. Peace.